I was reading this when I was scouting my story today. I was like, you guys have to be fucking kidding me. So is the Griots roundup of what President Biden has done for Black Americans. You guys ready? Appointing the first Black female Supreme Court justice. JB, are you telling me you can't pay your rent with this? Are you telling me you can't feed yourself with Ketanji Brown Jackson? By the way, I hope you guys realize Ketanji, anyone who climbs to this level in the judicial branch is not pro-Black. And she said she is not here to be an activist, which white people love. They're like, yeah, keep that slave-ridden constitution. Y'all don't want to hear you say a peep about it. And then Ketanji's like, no, yes, massa. I promise you, I won't question none of it. She's like, I am not here to interpret it. I'm not here to be an activist. I am here to implement the law on the books as it is. The ones who were written by slave owners. And that's the law that Ketanji Brown Jackson is extremely excited to uphold.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you that. Nick CJ, answer this question for me. What good has there been for Black people substantively since the appointment of Clarence Thomas? See that? Everybody hear that silence? CJ and Nick were like,
wait till we hear what they say. JB, they got some. They got some for you. Trust me. Like let's continue.
Okay. Go ahead.
Once again, they got some for you. They got some for you. JB. Don't worry. So if you wasn't impressed that the Democrats had the first Black female Supreme Court justice, they're supposed to give you the fuzzies. Give me the fuzzies. I work it every day. Every day with fuzzies. Thinking, yeah, man. Yeah, I know my mom is suffering through medical debt right now, getting her wage garnishes. Don't really matter. I'm glad Ketanji Brown Jackson is. Yeah, my grandma died prematurely because they didn't have medical debt. But man, thank God for Ketanji. This is what white people think of us. This is what white liberals think of us, guys. And I have so much. I actually gotta be careful here. I wouldn't say disdain. I think that's too hard. But I have no respect for the Black people who see this shit like, yes! Yeah. and I guarantee you something. I'll move on. I know I'm going.
It's the same people that like Obama. It's the same people that like Obama.
Yeah, every single Black person that does that, who like Obama, who read this article, like, oh my God, we make so much advancement. These are class traders. I promise you, every single one of them are Black capitalists. Anyway, let me continue. I know this story going long as hell. Look at this. In case you wasn't just impressed by Ketanji, we got record numbers of Black female judges. This is the Black agenda.
People, they want us to celebrate coons. They want us to celebrate people who have been proven white supremacist uplifters through the judicial system that's based off slavery. And we're supposed to celebrate that. You see how white supremacists tell you? They tell you who you're going to celebrate. Nigga, you celebrating these people that's enforcing white supremacy laws. Celebrate them. We trust these ones enough to give them these positions.
Absolutely.
I find it funny.
Go ahead, Debbie.
I find it funny how people talk about there is a lot of progress within our judicial system. For Black people with Black judges, and yet there's no progress within our policing system, even though we have a lot of Black police officers.
Black police officers, I say this all the time, but I drill this home. They are the worst cops. Black cops have a chip on their shoulder because they have to prove to the white cop that they won't take it easy on their own community. That's why you see this. There's one video that came out like 2 weeks ago. This Black cop punching this old man. Old Black guy, because they feel like they have to prove to Billy here that I am not going to take it easy on the Negroes. I am one of you guys. They are a cop first, they're Black second. The same with the capitalist class. So anyway, so we got the judges on pack. You know they're gonna really fight to get the prisoners that locked up in marijuana, our Black brothers and sisters, our political prisoners. I'm sure that these Black judges are right on that. Anyway, let's continue.
What could they do, Nick? Like literally, let's turn them into Malcolm X judges. Do you understand one ruling the judicial review, they will yank these people from the bench.
They will.
White supremacy will definitely yank these motherfuckers if they do not perform correctly. They'll find something. Some scandal.
The marijuana pardons, as a candidate, Joe Biden called for marijuana convictions to be expunged. In October, President Biden partially fulfilled that campaign promise. Why are we supposed to be okay with this?
Partially.
And they want us to be okay with this when Joe Biden said he would decriminalize marijuana, which he has not done. So what they train us to do is, if they give you a promise and then they break that promise by giving us a crumb, we are supposed to be happy with that. There have been more federal arrests for marijuana under Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Do you guys know that? But we're supposed to cheer this on. And
the pardon didn't even affect anybody in prison.
Yeah,
it doesn't. It literally affects 0 people in prison.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up, CJ. Great point. This soon I read this, I rolled my eye. I'm like, all right, now you motherfuckers are desperate because now they about to start listing. They about to start listing all the campaign promises of Biden that he did not fulfill, and then they're gonna portray it as a good thing. You guys see what they did? This is a failed campaign promise. His campaign promise was to decriminalize marijuana. That was a promise. He didn't do that. But he said, oh, well, he partially fulfilled the campaign commitment. So black people, shut the fuck up. You should be happy. And like CJ said, they didn't release anyone in federal prison on that. So all the brothers and sisters that we know in state penitentiaries, they want to mislead. And I just now thought about this. CJ, how many people know that? Like how many people? So if you're an average person and you're reading this, you thinking that Biden let niggas out of prison, bro?
Yes.
You see how they mislead you? That lie is all mislead. They don't directly say the lie, but they hope that you're not informed. So if you're reading this, you're like, oh my God, this Biden, man, I didn't know Jim Crow Joe would do that.
In the two ways this works, because the conservative people is left out. So for them to also assume that too. Look, they're letting all the drug dealers out of jail. Look,
woke Joe Biden.
Yes, that's how they're using the same story, embellishing both sides, acting like this guy is a leftist, and then they're acting like he's actually releasing somebody. So it's like a double whammy for the black community, indigenous community, brown community. It's a double whammy because not only is it a lie one way, but then it's a lie the other way that white people believe, like the vast majority of the white population believe. Go ahead.
Now look at this part. This is when we really get in the weeds. Because if you're reading this, you may not understand why this is bullshit. But black capitalism is not our route to liberation. You guys see what Democrats do? Democrats they prop up black capitalists who exploit our labor. Black capitalists exploit the labor of black workers. Yep. That what people don't understand. So they say $1 billion in loans for black-owned businesses.
You ever heard of Tyler Perry? His whole structure is built on the backs of underpaying people, and capitalists view that as great. That's why they like him. They view like, look what he's doing. He's cranking out 2 or 3 episodes when it's only supposed to be 1 a week. He's doing 3. It's the same actors. What is he doing? It's the black face allowing the slaves to work even harder. Work harder, nigga. That's what he's basically doing. And now he's looked at as some sort of genius. That's literally his model, is to extract more labor out of the same. That's literal, and pay less. That is literally what he does.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you guys this question. For one, the black capitalists will argue that this number is not enough, right? They was like, oh my God, we're not getting enough. I'm not even going there. We don't have to go there. I'm gonna ask you guys this question. What do you guys think would be used better? If we give $1 billion for black-owned small businesses, meaning the black bourgeoisie, or giving $1 billion to the black working class? How do you think that money be spent better? How about get that money to the black working class who then spend their money at black businesses? Oh, that's too much common sense, though. They don't do that. Neoliberalism is all about profit at the top. They will give the black capitalist money while the black homeless people, 40% of the population, by the way, you go fuck yourself. If you're one of them black homeless people, what does this do for you? If you don't have a business, what does this do to you? Mm-hmm. I'm asking this question to people to think about. How did this help our community? You are literally just propping up more black capitalists that are going to exploit black labor. Sorry, Yahoo always does that after a while. At least for our computer. Let me get back to where we left off. Like the story continues. So yeah, the marijuana pardons, and I see liberals repeat this all the time because they always like liberals are reading this, they writing this shit down. TYT probably writing this shit down. Like this is what we're gonna say. Executive.
This is what we're gonna say.
This is the most disrespectful thing they put on this goddamn article.
Oh, what they put on here, man? I can't see.
Executive order on police reform.
What? What is the order?
The guy who took COVID relief money and gave it to the police, and then they quoted. Look at this article. On the second anniversary of George Floyd murder, President Biden signed an executive order to advance accountability in policing after the Congress failed to pass the George Floyd Justice in Policing. They put that there like that's a good thing. Like that was a bad thing. So the Democrat Party introduced the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act, which gave more money to the police.
Yeah, crazy.
And then the only reason it didn't pass is because of Republicans who love the police, but they love the white identity politics so much. It's like we can't have a bill named after a black. They had no idea. They had no idea that bill gave more money to the police. They just opposed it on instinct.
Yeah.
This is such a slap in the face to George Floyd because you're literally giving more money to the same institution that killed him.
Right.
Yep. It's literally. I said it before. This is Republicans wish they can disrespect the black community the way the Democrat Party does on a regular basis. Inviting George Floyd to the White House and then naming a bill after him that gives more money to the police. Nigga, Ron DeSantis looking around like he wish he can disrespect us like that.
Wish he could do that. I mean, they wish they can disrespect any sort of constituency. There's no constituency that's more disrespected than the black constituency, considering that we are dependent on for them to win, literally.
You guys see how many
such a sad case.
Sorry, my bad, CJ. But you guys see how many lies by omission that there are in this? So they put this here. So there's a black person who don't know what this is. They see George Floyd, justice and policing. They're like, oh man, Joe Biden tried to do that and didn't pass Congress. You guys see how American propaganda works? They don't even have to outright lie to you. They just leave information out. That's all they gotta do. Lie by omission. Same as a lie. Anyway,
But what do you think that means, though? That you can have something worldwide protest like what happened to George Floyd, and they have the audacity. I'm saying, what does that speak to? That they literally go, nigga, he's dying and crying about his mom, nigga, and we giving him more money, bitch. Like that's literally what they're doing to us. And Cop City is another one. That literally was born out of the George Floyd. And they didn't say, oh, let's quail all the worries at all these protesters. They didn't say that. They said, no, motherfucker, we doubling down. That's what they said. What is this saying, Nick and JB? To me, this is a clear sign that ruling class is saying it's a green light. Fascism is here, sir. It's here. It is no other reason that they can say that they can send $100 billion to Ukraine while people in the homeless population is going up. There's no way that these two things can exist. Go ahead, Nick, JB.
Yeah, I was just raging at this article because I hate Yahoo as a website. I'm gonna try.
I don't know how you can go on it. It always has these little things that take you to different
Yeah, that's why I was like raging because they keep fucking close to my article. But I'll try to be. We literally are. So I'm literally trying. I'm gonna wrap the story up real quick. And let's continue to read what they say is a. But feel free to chime in because I told you this. The first story is gonna be more discussion based. Student loan debt cancellation. Oh my fucking god, dude!
God. All right, I'm gonna head out.
They don't care, Nick. They will literally tell you anything, nigga. They'll list on their Jerry curl juice, nigga. They don't give a damn what they tell us, man. They will tell us anything. Roll down. I guarantee you say Jerry curl juice down there. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh my god.
They don't care, man. They don't care at all. They don't care.
Yep.
So why would you give them credit? Like I literally look at how they phrase this. This is one of the most gaslighting articles I've read in a long time. Look at this. While President Biden's much anticipated student loan debt cancellation plan is currently held up in federal court system. Why is this on the list then? It didn't pass. You got
you get credit for it.
Before that, Joe Biden set it up to fail. But liberals in the mainstream media, we don't care about that. We gotta give them that credit anyway for something that did not pass. Unbelievable. Like I'll try to be faster. Interrupt if you guys want. But we've been an hour on this story, so I'm gonna try to speed it up. Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act would the cops are lynching us. DHS is lynching Haitians. The U.S. military is bombing Somalia. What does it do for black people? What does it do for black people? Oh, so if I get killed, you guys put a mark on it. You guys check it. Say, oh, this count as a lynching. This doesn't do shit for us, especially when you fund the police more, funding the people who are actually responsible for the violence against our communities. Anyway, let me. I said I wasn't going over. Let me read the last point. Jesus Christ, this article is something else, man. Inflation Reduction Act. You guys see Inflation Reduction Act.
They didn't use that one.
I'm gonna go quicker here. I'm gonna just so you guys see all. I'm gonna move on to that's the last one they put. Oh my, this is like literally the most lying fucking article I've ever seen in my life.
That's literally the opposite. The Inflation Reduction Act disproportionately affects Black and brown communities. There's an article on the Black Agenda Report that talks all about it. Black Agenda Report, just go check that out because it's ridiculous. The Inflation Reduction Act is absolutely it's what they call it, environmental racism.
Yeah, I gotta read that article. I didn't read that article yet. I definitely gotta read that. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And now, just to make my statement a little bit faster, I'm gonna show you guys this here. This is why I went a little bit out of order earlier. So after struggling to find things that actually benefit Black people, now they're like, oh, let's just say we gave a lot of Black people jobs to sell you out. So this is the people that they prop up as heroes of the Black community. And here's the story at a glance. A number of Black Americans made history in 2020 by breaking the glass ceilings. I read that already. Ketanji Brown Jackson became the first Black woman to serve on the Supreme Court. Hakeem Jeffries is the first Black person to lead House Democrats. And if you're reading this, you're not a political junkie. You don't know that Hakeem Jeffries is a hardcore Zionist, a corporate stooge of the highest order. But anyway, let me move on. I'm trying to cut my rant down. Brittany Griner made history. And I meant to say this on the other story. I'm gonna scroll down here a little bit. I will make sure I make this point. Them including, look at all these horrible people. Karine Jean-Pierre.
What?
These are
the liar?
Anyway, let me go down to this part because these are the people they want us to look up to. The worst people: Hakeem Jeffrey, then Max
Frost. Huh?
They love them some Black Zionists, don't they? They love them.
They love a piece of that sell out.
Now I'm gonna cover this just because this is the last point in the story. I'll pass to you, CJ, for your story. Brittany Griner. Don't ever put fucking Brittany Griner on one of these goddamn lists. So essentially, we as Black people, and this is not an attack on Brittany Griner at all. But as Black people, we are supposed to celebrate Brittany Griner being freed. So the message is, if you can play basketball well, if you can dribble well, if you become famous, then we give a fuck about your freedom. And we're supposed to celebrate that? How about the brothers and sisters that you guys continue to lock up and use as prison slave labor? So if you're in the United States, you cannot use this as a victory for you. You guys understand what I'm saying? Do not use Brittany Griner. So I guess we gotta grow 6'7". We gotta learn how to do a dunk. We gotta shoot free throws. We gotta shoot a 3-pointer. And then we might get free. That's what they do all the time. Oh my God, isn't things in Black America so good? Do you see how much money LeBron James made last year? You guys see all these rich millionaire Black people who now dribble, know how to rap. So the only way we can get free is by becoming an athlete or a rapper. Once again, not attack on Brittany Griner, but this is not a positive. Mm-hmm. Not a positive.
Or you can do what Colin Powell said, and that's join the military or the police department.
Yeah.